Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here. As we wait for people to pile in, you can tell that I'm out of practice. As we wait for people to file in or pile in, why don't you leave a message, leave a comment where you are watching from tonight. And I have been missing for a week. I'll get into that. I think many of you have figured out why. But I am thrilled that you guys are here tonight. Welcome. On a night where the Canucks lost 3-2, but we will get into that. I will get into my wonderful company for tonight's game. I will also get into where I've been for the last little bit. Some of you know already. It's not pleasant. And I want to give you some updates. So you can see on the screen the timing of tonight. I'm going to take the first 10 minutes to give you an update on my life. Then I'll talk about tonight's Canucks game for a few minutes. Then I'll throw to you. So save your questions until 10:15. Of course, we'll do some Ask Me Anything, and we'll wrap up with some Gordle as well. But I appreciate that all of you are here, and I appreciate that you are indeed all taking the time to be here. So welcome, everyone. I am Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. It's my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary on Sunday night, April the 3rd, my weekly Sunday night live stream. My voice is back. I'll explain where it went. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I am slowly moving towards my goal of 9,000 subscribers. I wanted to get to 8,800 by the end of March to get me a whole month to get to 200 more to 9,000. So I'm a little bit behind. I'm at 89, 87, 89. So if you haven't subscribed already, I appreciate the love as always. Right away, shout out to my moderators. Thank you in advance. If it's homophobic, sexist, racist, ableist in another language, or spam, delete it. If you're not sure, or even if it's something that, believe it or not, you may disagree with, you can leave it in the chat because I love discourse. I love conversation. I love it when we can talk about stuff together. So moderators, thank you. Thank you to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use that link, performandtransform.ca/CanuckClay. Oh, by the way, Brando, saw you at the game today, but didn't run into the crowd. Next time I'll say hi, big fan, but haven't commented. No problem. Oh, and have fun to watch Vegas and Arizona back-to-back this week. That is awesome. So Perform and Transform, thank you. Van City Experts, Jason Lim and his team. Thank you. Contact Jason and his team for all of your real estate needs. Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. That one's a different one, which I'll talk about in a second. And to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. To legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, who I got to watch the game with tonight. Legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame members Jens 95, Simalexander, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, Hsmfangirl Gaming, smoovegroove, and Carol Bovenlander. Thank you for your support as always. And thanks to the support of all members of all levels, you are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this during my videos or the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. And finally, no matter where you're watching from, if you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know I do not take you for granted. You know how much I appreciate you. And you know that I think we are still building the best Canucks community here on YouTube. So thanks once again. If you're new here, I answer questions and affirmations. And I'll do that starting at 10:15. It's my way of keeping on track. If you're not sure where we are in the program, take care and not take care. If you're not sure where we're in the program, check it out on the screen on the bottom. No, wrong side. On the bottom right of your screen. No, that's right. Yeah, bottom right of your screen right there. And that's where we are going tonight. So like this video as we get going. Like the fact that we are together. Like the fact that the Canucks got a point, like the fact that I am healthy, and like the fact, most importantly, that we are building a wonderful, good-looking, positive community right here on YouTube. Okay. Let me get going with first. I won't talk about the Canucks yet. I'll talk about a couple things. I want to show off this new poster, new print. So this was it's a caricature of a picture that we took about a month ago. So I'll just show it to the camera first. It's kind of cool. It's by a group called Sophisticated by Design. And yes, that is obviously us. That is Sean, Kayla, Gail, me, and Jacob. So yes, that I'm excited to have this. We're gonna put it somewhere in the house as long as I don't break it first. And again, it was made by a group called Sophisticated by Design, and it was given to us by our friends Steph and Chris. So we're very grateful for them. Mr. Christopher V is sometimes in these live streams. The kids did well yesterday. Thank you for asking. Jacob won the silver medal in the province. Kayla won the silver medal in the province for their age groups. Sean came in sixth in a very tough senior boys division. So Kayla does not get to go travel to the national championship. She had a chance in 2020 when she was the provincial champion, but COVID took that down. So unfortunately, she did not make it this year. And Jacob, yes, he is defending national champion because there haven't been a national since 2019 when he set a bunch of records, but he came in second place in his division as well. So I was certainly proud of all three kids. It just shows you that just because they want to bowl well and they do bowl well and they want to win, there's other kids just as talented who want to win just as badly as well. So congrats to Jacob, Kayla, and Sean for strong performances in the provincial bowling championship yesterday, and it was at our home lanes of Lucky 9. Oh yeah, by the way, there's 55 of you in here. Thank you. Only 12 likes. Let's get that up. I love seeing the likes at being 50% of the crowd. So let's try and get that up to at least 25 people if we can. 25 likes would be awesome. Lastly, last thing, you guys have probably figured this out given how horrible I sounded in my vlogs on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The fact that I've been referring to coming out of protocol and the fact that a few of you were at my meetup and where I had to contact you on the Sunday. So for 3 minutes, let me just tell you about my week. So last week was a busy week. I was at a wedding. So this is 2 weekends ago now. Then I was at a couple church events, went to the Billie Eilish concert on Thursday night. And then I had a big speaking engagement on Friday night for 3 hours. This was a week and a bit ago. Then on Saturday, I started to feel a little bit run down, but I didn't feel sick. So I took a COVID test to be sure. And sure enough, I was negative. At least that's what the test said. And then I wanted to be responsible, and we held our meetup. 3 dozen people came to Lucky 9, Monkey 9. It was great. And then Sunday morning, I woke up with a bit of a sore throat, and I tested, and I tested positive for COVID. So Sunday morning, so I escaped COVID for 2 years, But Sunday morning, the day after my meetup, I did test positive. So I did what I thought was responsible. I contacted all 35 people that were at my meetup, and I messaged them and I said, hey, just so you know, I tested negative yesterday, but I tested positive this morning. Please monitor yourself for symptoms. And I'm very sorry, obviously. And I hope that you do okay. Everyone got back to me, to a man and to a woman, said, thank you for your transparency. Hope you get better soon. Thanks for letting me know. Over 50% of the people actually replied back saying, I've had COVID already, so I know how much it sucks. And basically for me, I could tell it was different than my regular cold. My regular cold, I don't know about you guys, I get a headache first, then it goes to my throat, and then it goes out my nose. Not in the same day. That's kind of like the order. But for me, this was the worst sore throat that I've ever had. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I had a massive sore throat. You can see I tried to power through a couple vlogs. It was ugly. I know I didn't look ugly because I never look ugly. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, but I know I sounded ugly, and I powered through. But I never felt really bad. Never had a headache, never had a fever. I was lucky that way. Just a really bad sore throat, obviously affecting my voice. But more important than getting sick was all the arrangements. I'm not saying I'm the busiest person in the world. I'm not saying I'm any busier than any of you. But I had to arrange for Wednesday night where I run religious ed, as you guys know. I had to rearrange all of that and get people to do everything that I usually do. I couldn't bowl on Tuesday night, which sucks for me, obviously. And I had to rearrange a couple work meetings. So it was more of the rearrangement of things, the coordination of things that annoyed me more than actually being sick. Of course, I couldn't physically do anything. And then on Friday, when my 5 days expired, I was able to go back to work on Friday. Was out and about yesterday, which was Saturday, and then today I got to go to the Canucks game. So I did my 5 days, no symptoms, no fever, which is the biggest thing, and I was able to go back in public and back at work on Friday. So all to say, yeah, it was a sucky week. And I appreciate, I'm sure many of you guys figured out that why I was gone or why I wasn't vlogging or basically why I sounded like crap. So thank you to everyone who checked in with me, who prayed for me, who made sure that I was doing okay. And I appreciate all of you. As far as I know, from the meetup, there's only one person who actually caught COVID. They don't know if they caught it from me. I think they did, and I felt horrible. It was actually Stephanie, the one who gave me this nice print. But thankfully, her and her daughter, who had a fever, are getting a lot better. Okay, so that is my life. That's where I've been the past week. Obviously, I didn't go flaunt that, I didn't put it all over my social media and stuff, but I think people kind of figured out what happened to me, where I was. And, this isn't to get into a whole vaccine versus not vaccine, mandate versus non-mandate. I just know I was grateful that I was triple boosted or, vaccinated and boosted. And I'm grateful that I'm back on my feet and back to normal, back being my good-looking and positive and energetic self. One last thing. I know I'm going a couple minutes over. Thanks, everyone, for your wonderful comments. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you looking out for me. One funny thing. Me, Gail, Sean, and Jacob all got it. Kayla was the only one who didn't get it. So instead of one of us who got it isolating, quarantining, it was the opposite. We made Kayla stay in her room. Kayla had to wear her mask. Kayla had to wear her gloves. Kayla got her own bathroom. But the four of us just kind of went around the house like normal because we outnumbered her 4-1. So I kind of felt bad for her. But hopefully, we don't know if she actually had it back in February, March, and we just didn't know because we didn't test her, or she somehow escaped it with 4 sickos running around the house. So that was my excitement. So I'm a couple minutes over, but thanks everyone. I can't respond to all your messages now, but know that I do read them and I appreciate you. Okay, I got a couple more minutes and then I'll turn it over to you. Was at the game tonight with Justin. Justin, incredible. I know he's in the chat tonight. I'm not going to make him come on Zoom or take a phone call because I've already gone over, although Justin was ready and able to. But we had so much fun. Justin, this was part of his hero package as a member. You get to go to a game with me. So I've gone with Lucas, I've gone with Andrew, and now I've gone with Justin. Coincidentally, all three of them have upgraded from hero to legend. So not only do they get to go to a game with me, but as a legend, they also get a pair of club seats from Jason Lim of Van City Expert. So this was our hero game. Justin and I met prior to the game, and then we got our free pop coupons. I can explain how we do that another time. And then we had a great time. We were hoping for a good start for the Canucks, and of course we were wrong. As we know, the Canucks went down 2-0 pretty early. Then a second period of kind of not a lot of chances. Not only did we get to see, I got to hang out with Justin all night, but Dexter the legend, one of the original live stream viewers, he was at the game with his friend Callum as well. I'm not sure if he's in the chat right now. So we got to see Dexter at the game as well. So we got to hang out with Dexter the whole first intermission. And Dexter was funny. They had to basically check in their bags and they had to catch a bus and catch a ferry. So we were joking around that hopefully the game won't go into overtime. And of course, what happens? The Canucks score twice in the third period to send it to overtime. The two Canucks goals were beautiful. Ekman Larson to Miller in the slot after they changed the lines. Justin and I were even joking. Miller is saddled with Chason on Puckholzen for the third period. And boom, first shift together, they score. So yeah, that kind of made us, or at least made me look silly. And then right after that was a funny Horvat goal off the face-off, the controversy of whether or not it happened during the 2-man advantage, the 1-man advantage, and of course the overtime where we were happy that the Canucks got an extra point, but we were hoping that they get both. And sure enough, Horvat and Pettersson both with bad reads in the extra period, and Myers doesn't know how to defend a 2-on-1 to save his life, and then Vegas wins that game. Another frustrating loss, but not frustrating was the conversation that Justin and I had. The funny moments, the shared frustration, the shared joy, talking with people around us, and we had wolfing down our carve sandwiches. So Justin, I know you're watching. Thank you for the time today. Thank you for the great conversation. I wish we saw a win, but honestly, the result paled in comparison to the conversation and the memories that we had today. So Justin, thanks a lot. Dexter, great to see you. And hopefully Dexter, I don't know if he's in here. If he's not, maybe he didn't catch his ferry. But I was hoping that even though the game went to extra time, I'd never seen someone leave so quickly. I give Dexter full credit for staying until the end of the game. But I've never seen a guy jump out of his seat, not because he was mad they lost, but because he had to get his bag, catch a ferry, and get back to the island. Okay, so Justin, thanks again. You are a true hero and a true legend. And thanks to all of you. I'm only a few seconds late, but let's get to your questions now. Let's keep them Canucks related, NHL related, and then save the non-Canucks questions for later. Is Dexter in here? No, but I see. Yes, Lucas, I saw your injury. I hope that you get better for sure. And Ryan did a great job on the PA for sure. Thank you. Hello, Kelly. Nice to see you. How you doing? I'm glad you're here. No problem. You go get your rest. You get your rest for sure. Okay, so remember, I'm going to go questions and compliments. Peter, this may be a repetitive question, but based on a future standpoint, would you trade Miller for future assets at the draft? Since his value is so high right now and selling high is usually a good thing. Yeah, I would look at moving Miller either at the draft or even at next year's trade deadline. You might lose a little bit of value. You might want to see, though, what kind of team you have with him as part of it. But I think you need to be open to moving him for sure. Jaskin, are you excited to see what Alvin might do this offseason, maybe in the draft or free agency? I am excited. If you saw his interview with Patrick Johnson, he said that, this part I don't agree with, he said we have no superstars. I would call Demko, Hughes, and PD superstars. He had no superstars. Everything's on the table. We're not a playoff team. I think he was saying all those things to basically say, to keep his kind of options all open for the offseason. I don't know if they're going to do a rim rocker of a move, but I do think that they're going to start to look at moving guys out. Remember, they have no loyalty. They didn't bring in any of these guys. They didn't even bring in the head coach. So Alvin could basically do whatever he wants. So I anticipate him to make some moves, and not moves for the sake of making moves, but moves that he thinks are going to improve the team. Maybe it's guys like Dickinson and Pullman, although Pullman got hurt tonight again, which is too bad. Maybe it's Myers. Maybe it's Pearson. Maybe it's guys who they think that they can move. Maybe it is a Besser. So we'll see. But I'm convinced that there's no point keeping this core together because they've proven that they can't win consistently for sure. Fangirl, do you think Demko and Halak will split the home and home against Vegas, or will Demko get both starts? Regardless, I could see Demko playing on Wednesday, Fangirl, in Vegas, because he was fine tonight. Although they both Justin and I noticed that they were shooting high on him, not only when they scored, but other times. I could see Demko playing Wednesday in Vegas, and then you give Halak the Thursday game in Arizona. At least that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Siet's thoughts on putting Pearson out there for OT. We know Boudreau loves him. I was fine with it. He wasn't the issue. He can score. He's not the fastest skater, but he's efficient with the skating. I was fine with it. Because it started Horvat and Pearson, then I think it went Miller, Garland, and then Miller, Besser, and then PD, Garland. I think that's how they rolled first. I was fine with it. Didn't really notice actually Sietz. We were too excited to see Horvat go in on that breakaway right at the start. Trevor Clay lived more that week than I have all year. Yeah, okay, I got to make sure I don't get on my soapbox here. You guys know I don't believe in saying that I'm busy. I do a lot of things. I'm sure many of you do a lot of things, but you will never, ever hear me say that I'm busy, because anyone who complains that they're too busy, most often it's because they're a poor manager of time. And people that say they are too busy, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. They worry so much about being busy that it paralyzes them, and they don't do the things that are important. I'll get off my soapbox now. But thank you, Trevor. Shadow says, don't trade Miller. That's fair. Hello, Kelly. Sean, do you think it's time to trade Besser in the offseason? He seems like he has checked out. I wouldn't say he's checked out, but I don't think he's worth 7.5. I think they're going to try and negotiate with him first and then see how that goes. Lucas Clay, are you planning to pivot to Abbotsford content soon now that the Abbey Canucks have clinched their ticket to the Calder Cup playoffs? Yes, I saw that they clinched the playoffs. I could see where I have a couple ideas for when the regular season ends and the NHL playoffs start. But that might be smart. I don't know if anyone's doing a lot of Abbotsford vlogging. I know there's blogs out there, there's news stories, but if no one's vlogging, maybe that's a mantle I can take up. We'll see. We'll see. Thanks, Lucas. Yeah, Alfred, for the Canucks and their first periods, maybe they just got to hit more. They got to, and it's not just the very first shift. So I can't say just start the fourth line all the time or start the third line. It's, I don't know. But they got to do something. Maybe they just go crazy and hit everyone until they get a penalty. No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know what they got to do, but it's, I know Bujo keeps saying it's up to the players. We tell them, we coach them. But I wonder if a bit of it's coaching as well. It's tough. Peter, Canucks started losing when Clay started to feel ill. Well, no, technically, I wasn't sick at my meetup, but that was the great win over Dallas. I know. And then we beat Dallas. We're only 3 points out of a playoff spot, and everything feels good. Sounds like we have a chance. And then in one short week, we lose twice to St. Louis, and then once to Vegas, and we fall completely out of it. So crazy. So crazy. No, Lucas, NHL Canucks can say the T word, but he's just not going to get me to say it, for sure. Tasty Twins, what are your thoughts about Horvat that game? He missed 2 breakaways, 1 OT. Yeah, he was the first star, named the first star in the arena, but I did not think he had a good game, actually. That goal that he got credited with, he didn't touch it. He was in the faceoff dot when the biggest player put it back. He missed a couple breakaways, and Marcus became a member? Or he used a chat. Today's a sad day, but yesterday was a sadder day. Today's a sad day, but what happened yesterday, Marcus? Explain to me what happened yesterday. I must be missing something. But yes, I did not think that Horvat had a strong game. He needs to finish a bit better for sure. Quattro, what's your opinion on Besser? Why do you think they should do with him? I like him off the ice, but on the ice, I can't say I'm a big fan. Yeah, I do think that you try and... Oh, yesterday was Saturday. I get it. I'm sorry. I'm out of it. I'm out of it. No, but I just claimed that I'm back to normal. So that was good. I'm sorry, Marcus. I'm so bad. With Besser, I think you try and negotiate with him first, and then you move him. I don't want this dragging, and I think we have to be ready to move from him if we need to. That's a tough one. Demko smashing a stick at practice. Jaskrin, I'm sure he's frustrated like many of the players are. Yeah, moderators, no need to hide messages that have the word TANK. I'm happy to see them. I'm sorry. I'm not happy to see them. I'm fine seeing them, but they're not going to get me to say it, but no need to hide it. We don't need that kind of I don't want to say censorship. We don't need that kind of strictness for sure. Lucas, $5. Thank you very much. The Abbotsford Canucks is underreported. Worth a pivot. Okay, I'll take that under advisement. Thank you, Lucas. Justin, using his member chat. Thank you, Clay, for today. I had fun with the convos and laughs. I'm sorry you had to endure my sighs of exasperation. I love your sigh. Justin has the best sighs. Every time something good or bad happens. Oh, it was awesome. The way you handled the many instances where people recognize you today with humility speaks a lot of you, First Class Clay. I appreciate that, Justin. Yeah, I won't... I'll just be honest with you, as I always am. I get stopped about 4 to 6 times a game, sometimes more, sometimes less. I love it. It's good for the ego, of course. I'm not going to lie and say I don't like it. I don't look for it, but I do enjoy it. But I enjoy it because I love meeting people. I love finding out their story, what makes them a Canucks fan, how they found me on YouTube, all those things. So, Justin, I appreciate those kind words. Thank you. And I'm glad that you got to meet all those people as well. Peter, this team needs to have the decor to strengthen up, get younger, and more dynamic. Yes, I do. And I think Travis Dermott may be a step in that right direction. For sure. Fiala and Robertson might need to leave their teams due to the cap. Could you see them in Vancouver? I love both of those guys. I've always liked Fiala, and I like Robertson. We'll see, though. They're obviously the teams that have them, Minnesota and Dallas, will want King's ransom for them as well. Jason in the house. Hey, Jay. Hey, Clay, for the can, they interviewed the kid Nate. He's one of the most genuine people I've ever seen. Really happy for the guy. Known him since preschool. Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to check that out, Jack. I still have it on my PVR. That is great. 13th pick. Thank you. Thank you. Jason, that 5-on-3 should have been a 5-on-4. And this game changes. Well, there's no guarantee that we would have scored on the power play, but it would be nice to have that chance to be on a power play. I agree. Derek, hey Clay, do you think, regardless of the outcome of the season, the new management will make changes to the core? I do. I think they're starting to see enough. As much as we love our guys, they're simply not producing as a whole. 6 times 6.5. Even that seems a little bit much. 6.5 seems a little bit much. I try to go 6 times 6. I know he won't take it though. So what do? Oh, that's tough. Good point about ShadowNet about how good will Miller be on a different team. Do you think that injury that Brock suffered in his rookie year, where Jake left the door open, still bothering Brock now? No, I don't think. I don't think that's the case, Peter. I just think that he's not the most dynamic player. Yes, Pullman only played the first period. Unfortunately, it sounds like his concussion symptoms are back, which is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Lucas, thank you for the donation once again, Lucas. This was the game I was excited to work at. I'm not only an employee of the Canucks, I'm a proud member of the autistic community as well. Yes, you are. I'm trying to pull something off. Jersey design in the works for 2023. Wow. Well, good luck with all that, with the jersey design. And I know that you would love to work this game and be a part of it. And it was unfortunate when I learned that you were on the injured list with your lower body injury. So I hope you do get better soon, Lucas. And once again, thank you for the generous donation. Riley, do you think this is the last chance for Vancouver? If you mean by the season, they're done. I've been saying that for a couple weeks now. And if you mean overall for their core, yes, I do think it's time to break it up. And yes, I get the Saturday joke now. I'm useless. That was not my finest moment for sure. DSS, if the Canucks start winning the last couple games left over, do you think they'll make the playoffs? No, they can't. They have to basically go 11-0-1. They can't lose in regulation once again. So I don't think it's going to happen. Hey, Adam. Yeah, good point about Horvat. Nice to see you. Clay, Miller, Besser, Garland are all 3 Canucks next season based on the rumors and Alvin's recent comments. Oh, I see. No, I think 1, if not 2 of them are gone, quite frankly. Maybe 1. That 2's quite a bit. Maybe let's say 1. ShadowNet, I always hear fans, True North for Winnipeg, Knights for Vegas, Stars for Dallas. Doesn't bother me. It's a thing. Yes, Marcus, you can take me down as the dad joke king anytime. Yeah, Fangirl, that was scary when Besser went in the boards, but I'm glad he played for the rest of the game. Did they say anything about him after the game? I'm not sure. Thanks again, Lucas, for donations. Justin, for your nice comment. To be frank, I'd have to change my name. Okay, at least I get that one. Or to be frank, you can be whoever you want. Shirley, you don't mean that. I do, and don't call me Shirley. Yes, I know you just got Shannon a Besser jersey. Do I wear a jersey to every game? Mostly LA women's hoops, but not every game. I definitely wear Canucks paraphernalia to every game. If it's not a jersey, I'll never wear a t-shirt. It's too bloody cold in there. But I will wear a hoodie once in a while. I have a couple nice Canucks hoodies. I like t-shirts like this, but it'll be too cold unless I wear like a dry fit or a long sleeve underneath. But then I look like a total knob, even more knobbier than I usually do. So yeah, usually wear a jersey. And sometimes if I'm in a suite or if I just want to change it up, I'll wear a hoodie instead. Dexter is in the house. It was great meeting you in person, Dexter. So I know what Dexter looked like because before I did Zoom as part of my members, I did one Zoom call when YouTube crashed on me. We just said, let's try it on Zoom. And that's when Dexter was playing mini hockey, mini sticks in his garage. Dexter, it's great seeing you, and I presume that you guys made it home okay. Jason says, I always complain I'm too busy. No comment. And I would never judge someone else's busyness. Although I think I just did about 10 minutes ago. I just say that I never like to say that I'm too busy. Jay, you say whatever you want, man. Too funny. Oh, LA 2-year rebuild and a retool, and they're already ahead of us? Yeah, they are. That is frustrating. Do you think Quinn will be even better now that he's a Norris candidate if he's a legit right-hand D partner? Yes, I think that would help him with his defense. It would help him even more offensively. And I think we should not rule out a Norris for Quinn Hughes in the future now that he's killing penalties. Who will be moved in the offseason? Nahal, it could be any of the mid-tier guys, a Pullman, a Dickinson, a Pearson, maybe even a Garland. We'll see. ShadowNet doesn't like 6x6. Clay, what are you drinking? I might spill. Ooh, it's hot chocolate today. Got a hot chocolate, then I got water when I'm done after that. Yeah, Jason. Bruce was definitely very upset for sure. I saw that. That's the one goal I did watch when I got home for sure. Peter, hey Clay, what do you think part of the reason Benning failed here in Vancouver because of ownership pressuring him to win now instead of rebuilding? Absolutely. I think as much as OEL has been okay, as much as I want Garland to do well, I think everyone would love that trade back now. You get $12 million in cap space. And you have Dylan Guenther, who is ripping it up right now in the WHL. So, yeah, thoughts on your other favorite team's performances so far this season. Winnipeg, they're still hanging around. I still think they're going to miss. Colorado, odds-on favorite to come out of the West. And Tampa, they're in a dogfight in that division with Florida and even Toronto. But yeah, so I guess 2 of my 4 favorite teams. And remember, there is a big gap between the Canucks and Winnipeg. But I guess 2 of the 4 favorite teams will make the playoffs and 2 of them won't. So really impressed by Colorado, obviously. This seems like the year. But we'll see. Thanks, Chris. We are doing well. Thank you. DSS, if the Canucks start winning games, would they make the playoffs? No, they have to go. They basically got to run the table, DSS. Ryan is watching. That's awesome. Thanks, Lucas, for that. And hello, Ryan. Great job tonight on the PA. Christopher, ask that again in about 15 minutes when I do ask me anything. But the short version is I'm fine with the draw. You're always going to draw tough teams. Funk you wants to saw his arm off with Dickinson. Hi, Carol. Nice to see you. Clay, tell me who you think is going to be gone next year. Pullman, Dickinson, Myers, Garland. I'm not saying those guys who I want to be gone. And then they're not going to re-sign Chason. Halak's gone. Yeah, those are some. That might be a lot, but those are some I could see happening. DSS, if Winnipeg Jets start losing their game, would it be closer to playoff spot? It's not just them, though. It's Winnipeg, it's Vegas, and it's Dallas. And not all of them are going to lose all of their games, unfortunately, because some of them play each other. Who is a better number 9, Miller or Eichel? I think Eichel still has a better ceiling. Riley, do you have any Canucks jerseys that don't have the black and orange? Yeah, actually, Riley, I only have one black and orange. That's my Hughes one. And today I wore a blue PD. I have a blue. Very boring though. I only have the Orca ones. So I have a PD, I have a Besser, I have a Horvat, and then I have Luongo, both Sedins, Ryan Miller, a David Booth as well. Pretty crazy, yes. Although the Orca, I don't have any stick and rinks, and I only have one black skate. Don't have flying skate. Don't have reverse retro. Don't have flying V. I gotta really expand my palette, I think, when it comes to jerseys. But I'm not a big jersey collector, actually, to be honest with you. Lucas, $5 donation. Thank you, Lucas. When I'm working at the games in my stands, I usually emulate Al's PA intros. Yeah, not only that, you emulated Al's PA intro when we were at the game together too, Lucas. I remember that very vividly. And you had it down to a T. I was quite impressed, actually. But yes, thank you, Lucas. Dexter's home and safe. Nice. Oh, wait. I completely missed a bunch of stuff. So I think I ruined the joke. Derek Clay, if they get rid of Boudreaux after the season, who do you think they will bring in? I don't know. You might remember this, Derek. It wasn't like I'm an expert, or a genius, but I did predict that they would bring Boudreaux in. That was my first guess from the very start. I have no clue who they'd bring in, but I like Paul Maurice. Maybe because Winnipeg is my second favorite team, but I like Paul Maurice for sure. We were camped out at Horseshoe Bay. Very funny, Dexter. JT Miller was at my brother's school. Oh, cool. What school was that, Marcus? Carol, do you think we need more than a couple players to get over the edge of Nick for the next year? I think you're talking about to get over the edge overall. Yeah, I think we do have to do some, not just minor surgery, some major surgery on our roster for sure. Okay, Dexter. Yeah, so Dexter, I messed it up. Because I scrolled down by accident. But I would be worried about you. Dexter, I said, if you got stuck here, you could stay at our place for sure. What direction would you want Alvina Rutherford to take this offseason? Trim some of the fat and not be afraid to make some tough decisions on big contracts for sure. Bruce basically was upset post-game Jaskrin about the start again and the lack of discipline in overtime. And he named a Horvat by number. He said 53, and he named PD by name. Yeah, Jack, I don't drink, but sometimes this team makes me want to. Chili flakes on my pasta. Oh, no, I'm sorry to hear that, Marcus. Thank you, Adam. Oh, do I have a low-cut filter on your mic? Notice my subs are dancing when you speak. And I know you're not talking about subscribers. You're talking about, oh, no, this mic isn't expensive enough to have a low cut. I only have this pop filter. So maybe I'll back it up just a little bit. And I am very excited tonight. I haven't streamed in about a week. But Adam, thanks for that. Thanks for that feedback. If I'm popping a little bit, maybe I will turn it down a bit. Oh, you know what? Oh, I just turned my mic down, yet I just screamed. So I did turn it down a little bit in my streaming software. So let's see if that helps a little bit. But I appreciate that feedback for sure. Thanks, Adam. Dale's auto greater than Pullman. Would you do the OEL and Garland trade again? Hindsight's always 20/20, but no, I wouldn't actually. I wouldn't. Is it time to call it a season? Well, I'm never say give up. I'm never just say the T word, but I think we do have to be realistic for sure. Yes, a lot of love for Lucas, and rightfully so. Do you think we can find a way to trade Myers? Yeah, I think they could. You'd have to throw something in though, which is kind of scary. It's always scary that way. Yes, Pullman might have to go the Ferlin route. Not saying retire, but he might go on LTIR for quite a bit. Yes, Justin is a transit expert for sure. Jervy, if the Canucks do not extend Boudreaux, I would go after Paul Maurice. Do you think the Canucks can catch the Jets? No, DSS. I do not think the Canucks will catch anyone, to be honest with you. Riley, get whoever you want. If you're talking about a player, I think you're safe with Demko, PD, or Hughes. Those are the guys that are going to be here for a long time. PD jersey, says Shannon. Which Canucks players the Canucks draft in recent years do you wish would have worked out? I would have loved if we still had Jared McCann, because I think he'd be a great second or third line center. I would love it if Oli Levy worked out, because defensemen are so tough to find. So those are two guys off the top of my head that we actually drafted that I wish worked out. Flying V jersey, nice NHL Canucks. Would I prefer to trade for picks or players? Will, I'm not that patient, so I would prefer to trade for players. Young players like Dermott in the early to mid 20s, but those guys are hard to get. But I'd rather have players than picks, quite frankly. But that's maybe because I don't know a lot about the draft. Oh, NHL Canucks likes Maurice too. Very good. Very good. I should have got stuck on purpose. Yeah, Dexter, you're welcome here anytime, brother. Why would we move on from Bruce? We are 11 above 500. Yet, I think the talk is though we only signed him to a 2-year contract. Actually, it was a 1-year contract plus an option for a second year. And Bruce could walk away if he wanted to as well. I don't think he will though. Are you surprised that Bruce hasn't had PD center Besser? Yeah, VL a little bit. After the season, are we going to get Spencer Martin for the backup spot? I don't think they're just going to hand it to him, but he'll be battling for it for sure. I think it'll be Martin, DiPietro, and they'll bring in one other veteran goalie to battle for that spot. But I think he's kind of like the next in line for sure. Coach Rob, in the upcoming draft, if the players are equal, should we take a forward or defenseman? I think we're with Klimovich, Lockwood. We're kind of weak all over the place, but I would take a defenseman. Miller for Barzal, if Miller doesn't want to sign here. I like Barzal a lot, and a local boy. I like him a lot. I don't know what his contract is like, though. Yeah, drafting Kachuk instead of Ulevi would be nice. No, Jaskrin, PD has, he's only 3-year contract, so then it'll be 3 plus 3. So we have complete control over his next contract. I think we'll get him for another 4 or 5 years at least after this one. Derek Clay, what are your thoughts that the GMs decide not to change the LTIR rule? I think it's going to change. Maybe not this season, obviously, but I think at least they started talking about it. And then as more GMs talk about it, it'll gain momentum. And I think it could happen down the road. I really do. The Leafs can get rocks. Yes, Nicholas, it was nice meeting you too. Yes, you and Arjun, right? We're together. It was great meeting you, and thank you for popping on the stream. I appreciate it. Yes, you were the dude in the white Vegas. Yeah, it was a nice jersey too. And good luck with your studies this year, Nicholas. This year, next year, the draft are deep. Yeah, I think next year even more so. Clay, we are all getting impatient. Tell me about it, Jasperin. The amount of money you spend does not mean you're a more valuable fan. But I do know. I always say I spend a lot of time, energy, and money on this team. Would you put Quinn Hughes at forward for a game? No, Tanner. Interesting thought, but then you're weakening your D as well. No, Peter, I'm not worried that because we have complete control over PD. Because at the end of this contract, he'll still be an RFA, so I'm not worried about that. Yes, Bruce wants to coach forever. Well, that's a little bit long. And I'm glad he's happy in Vancouver. Hello, Duffman. Nice to see you. NHL Canucks reminding me to ask me anything. Yeah, in a couple minutes. Don't worry. I got it. Barzell's on a bridge. 7.5 times 3. Gotcha. Burroughs and Malhotra's coaches. We'll see. No, Demko will be the starter, Shannon. We were talking. He still has 4 more years on his contract, Shannon. Which Canucks player would you want Stone Cold to put in the stunner? How about Dickinson? It might wake him up this season. If I made dad jokes when I met Clay that one time, he would have called for security. No, we would just keep on going, Marcus. I think the other people around us would call security. We'd still be there. Oh, thanks, Bruce, for the breakdown on Barzell's contract. Dexter, got some glove taps from some Canucks players, chirped the heck out of the Vegas players, and got to meet Clay and Justin. That's awesome. Jet Woo NHL. I say in my Ask Me Anything today, Marcus, I said 2 more seasons. Burn from Germany. I always love having you here. You're like the new Mira, because we haven't seen Mira in a bit, but I'm glad you're here, Burn. Yet the fans were still behind this team for sure. They're not giving up on them. What we recognize, I think most mature fans recognize we're not going to make the playoffs, but we still want to see them play well and win. Thank you, Jason. Well, Jason breaking out the contract details for Barzell. Thank you. What would you do with Brock Besser if you're GM? See if he'll sign for 6 at 6. Otherwise, I would try my best to trade him and just get what you can. Demko will want out. I don't know. He seems like he'll want to be here, but that's always a fear. Dave Tippett, don't like him. Crazy P's a nutcase. Yeah, he was pretty funny. Oh wait, NHL Canucks. That will be the last question I do, and then I'll give everyone which one player, one trade would you make if you were GM this offseason? I would move Dickinson or Pullman if I can. Jason, that's what I would do. Oh yeah, sorry Shannon, I was talking about backups. That's why. Okay, this will be the last question I answer about the Canucks. So don't type any more Canucks questions, but at the same time, don't type in your Ask Me Anything questions yet either, because I will lose track of them. So I'll ask you to take a 1-minute pause right now as I answer NHL Canucks. Can you explain UFA and RFA? No problem. UFA is unrestricted free agent. RFA is restricted free agent. There are some nuances and some different rules about age and blah, blah, blah. But in general, when a team drafts a player, and let's use Pettersson as an example, you have control over that player for their first 7 seasons. So PD signed a 3-year entry-level contract. That's 3 years down. Then he signed another 3-year contract. That's 6 years down. Remember, you don't become a UFA until after your 7th season. So after his next contract, he's restricted, meaning he's restricted in his options. We basically have first dibs to negotiate a new contract with him. Just like Brock Besser this season. He had 3 entry-level, 3 his second contract, and now we have an option to negotiate with them solely first. That's offer sheet. That's qualifying offer. I'll worry about that another time. However, if you hit your 7th season at the end of your, or in the middle of a contract, you become an unrestricted free agent. So Quinn Hughes is different than PD. Quinn Hughes did a 3-year entry level and then a 6-year deal. So that's 9 years. So by the time his next contract ends, he's an unrestricted free agent and he can negotiate with any other team in the league. He's unrestricted. There are no restrictions on him. Now there's a bit of confusion thing with Hughes. Technically, some thought that after 4 of his 6 years, he becomes a UFA. It doesn't matter. It's a 6-year contract, so it's 9 years total. But he actually burned his first year, blah, blah, blah. So really, he becomes a UFA after his 6th season, not his 7th. But it doesn't matter. The main thing is, generally, it takes 7 years to get to become a unrestricted free agent. That's why you see so many players, especially the good players, they do a 3-year entry-level contract and then a 3-year bridge deal. They'll make a lot of money in that 3-year bridge, but then the team can sign them for a long-term contract on their 3rd year. But that's what they're doing with Petey, and that's what they might do with Besser. With Hughes, it's different. They went for a long-term contract in his 2nd year, so they're already using up a couple of his unrestricted years, if that makes sense. So he'll be done 9 seasons by the time he's done his 2nd contract. Okay, let's go. Yeah, Jaskrin, that wasn't a 10-game rule for Hughes. It had to do with the fact with how old he was because he was a late birthday. But yes, I know it's a little bit confusing, but that's good enough for tonight. We can get into the nuances more another time. Okay, let's do about 7 or 8 minutes of Ask Me Anything. I'll go. Well, let's just start NHL Canucks. It wasn't the best explanation ever. Okay, let's do Ask Me Anything. Have I watched Survivor 42? No, I haven't, Alfred. They're piled up on my PVR along with the blacklist, so I'm behind, but I have them all saved. Yeah, thanks for being here, Marcus. Appreciate it. How did Mickey handle it when the 4 of you were sick and one was not? He was fine, although dogs can get COVID, so we were careful not to like pet him too much or breathe on him or kiss him. No, not that we kiss our dog, but he was fine. I don't think he was just wondering why everyone was home, I think. Christopher, what are your thoughts on Canada's draw at the World Cup? I know Belgium's number 2. I know Croatia is number 16. They were technically the lowest in their pot 2. And I know Morocco is just kind of in the middle. So I thought it was an average draw. I don't think it's the hardest draw ever, despite Belgium being number 2. But I don't think it's the easiest draw ever. I think it was fine. I think it's fine for what it is. Canada's going to have to beat some really strong teams. And yes, Blacklist is my favorite show, Marcus. I can't wait to catch up. Riley, I saw your story, and no, I don't agree with you that she got the Marc-Andre Fleury treatment. She's been on top for 9 months or so. Chris Rock or Will Smith, Funk you. If I had to choose between those two guys, I would side in this situation with Chris Rock. I thought Will Smith was completely out of line. And I like Will Smith a lot. What group do you think is the group of death for the World Cup? If Spain, Germany, Japan, E, then it's that one. But I definitely think it was E. Did you have a chance to recap WrestleMania 2? Yes, Justin. I read the dirt sheets. It sounds like day one was better, actually. That Saturday was better. But no surprise given what we talked about for the main event. Coach Rob, did you ever go downhill skiing or snowboarding? Never tried snowboarding. I would break my ankles. Because skiing, I almost break my ankles. I'm not good on the mountain. I can ski, but not very well. How long will you last in Big Brother Canada? I think I'm smart enough to play the social game, but I'm not very conniving, so I don't think I'd last that long. Or they might vote me out right away because they think I'm a wuss or too wimpy. I think there's other games like The Apprentice that I would do much better in. Lucas Clay, did you ever follow soccer prior to the World Cup qualifiers? Only, no, I wouldn't follow is probably too strong of a word. Not really. I'd go to a couple Whitecaps games a year, and I went to the World Cup when the Women's World Cup was here a few years ago. But no, I wouldn't say I follow it a lot. Since Undertaker's Hall of Fame, what is your favorite Undertaker match? Maybe versus Shawn Michaels. I think that was a WrestleMania, right? Shannon, thanks for taking the time to explain things to us that don't understand, as you are great at explaining. Thanks for taking the time to explain stuff. You're welcome, Shannon, anytime, and not just because you gave me a donation. And thank you for the generous donation, Shannon. Thanks a lot. What's a Winter Olympic sport you would try competing in? See, edits, if it meant that I would be good at whatever I did, I would love to do hockey. If you're talking about something that I actually would be good at, I love skating, but I'm not that fast, but I would love speed skating. And if you're something that I actually be good at with my current level, probably luge, because with my body mass and ability to stay still, this is how I sleep. I sleep like a dead man, just kind of on my back. I think maybe I'd be good at luge. I'm sure I'd get smoked on one of the corners and go flying over the thing, but maybe luge is what I'd want to do. Thoughts on Cody Rhodes' return? Worst kept secret, as he said in an own interview, but I think they hyped it up well, and that was a really good performance, him versus Rollins. No guest interviews lined up just yet, but that's something that I'll be doing a lot of starting in May once the Canucks are out, for sure. I think it's a nice way to build up the channel, and I think I can revisit some people that I first interviewed about 2 years ago, for sure. What would you change about yourself if you could? Ooh, that's a great question. NHL Canucks, I think from a personality trait standpoint, I want to be less of a procrastinator. I'm a brutal procrastinator. I work well under deadlines, but that's because I let myself bump up against deadlines all the time. Superficially, talent-wise, I would love to be able to sing. I was not gifted with a great singing voice. I'm a good musician, but I'm not a good singer. And I would love if I could sing in my own videos and if I could do some covers, but I'm just not a good singer. I'm flat out not a good singer. So those are two things I would like to change. Great question. Byrne, do you support the soccer team Whitecaps as well? And have you been in any match? Not in the past couple of years, but I usually go to 1 or 2 a season, Byrne, before COVID. So I'm not the biggest fan, but I certainly follow them in the standings. What is the best curse word alternative? I say dang a lot. Dang. I don't say like shiznits or fudge or anything like that. I do a lot of dang, so I don't know if that's the best, but that's the one I use a lot. Riley, my favorite Undertaker, CM Punk. That's good. Happy Cody is back. Yeah, I think it's great. Good for him, Edmund. He looks happy. What is one activity that you never tried that you like to do in the future, says Peter. What's one activity I like to try that I've never done? Maybe... Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Maybe play a game of shinny at Rogers Arena. Or you know what? I've kind of done it already, but I would love to play the organ for a full game at the Canucks game, even though they don't even have an organ player anymore. But that I get to do it for a warm up or a pregame. But I would love to play the organ. Or maybe I'd love to do speaking at a major hockey arena of some sort. Yeah, but there's nothing like skydiving or anything that I haven't done that I really want to. I'm a bit of a wimp. Fangirl is the members only live stream this week. I've got to figure that out, what I'm going to do on Wednesday, Fangirl, because because of COVID, I want to, my week that I missed, I want to bump a couple things around. So I'm going to figure that out and decide this Wednesday, Fangirl, or before that. Would I ever go in a hot air balloon, Clay? No, I don't think that's my thing, Duffman. I'm not afraid of heights, but I think I'm afraid of those type of heights. Do a Zoom with Shorty. Yeah, I'd love that, actually. I would love that. Good questions. Favorite restaurant in Vancouver? Kobe, Japanese Steakhouse. How's the weight loss coming? You look good. Thank you, Dexter. I lost close to 20. Then I gained 10 of those back, and I've lost... No, I think I lost closer to 15 or 17. And then I gained about 7 or 8 of them back, and I've lost a lot of 5. So I'm still down. I'm down 15 pounds. No, let's start again. My math is so bad. I lost 20. I gained 10 of them back, and I lost that 5 back. So I'm down 15 overall. But thank you, Dexter. I'm glad you noticed. I appreciate that. Any plans on coming over to the island again? Yeah, in the summer, Shannon, for sure. Carol says the draft isn't very good this year. I think it's better next year. Could you sing a song right now? You're probably better than me. No, Tanner, I'm going to stick, and thank you, Tanner. I saw your nice comment. I'm going to stick to the piano covers on Instagram for sure. BC Transportation Photography. What's good? What's good? A lot of things are good. Not the Canucks, but everything else is good. Nice to see you. Clay, did Roman beat Brock? If you watch how the match goes. I did not watch. I just read about it. If you're following WrestleMania and you don't want to be spoiled, cover your ears right now for 5 seconds. Yes, Roman did beat Brock. What happened to your voice that made you sound sick? Mike, I had COVID last week. Do you see yourself going to an Abbotsford Canucks playoff game? Yes, I do, because I wasn't able to get to a regular season game. Funk you, any weight loss meal plans for those trying to shake a few hibernation pounds? The biggest thing for me was no carbs at dinner time. No carbs at dinner time and nighttime. So I could eat carbs for lunch, and I did portion control. But basically, the biggest thing was no carbs, and I got to get back to that for sure. No carbs from dinner time on. Related, Christopher says, what's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? For me, it's chicken heart. That's pretty gross. Mine is a duck embryo. It's called balut. And for the Filipinos in here, it's called balut. It's a live duck embryo. That's what I ate. They didn't tell me what it was until after I ate it. The Canucks DJ. What do you think about tonight's game? BC Transport, I talked about that already, but really quickly, it was entertaining enough, but I enjoyed the company. I was with Justin for the game. Slow start, slow ending for the Canucks. Peter, if someone offered you tickets to go to either Super Bowl, Game 7 NBA Finals, Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals, or the World Cup, would you rather go? I go Super Bowl, just for the spectacle. World Cup, I've been to a World Cup final. It was women. It was U.S.-Japan. I've been to a Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals. We know how that went. And I haven't been to NBA Finals, which I enjoy. But no, I go to the Super Bowl. Will, congratulations on your wife. Soak it in. Allow people to help you. But don't allow any parents or in-laws to tell you how to parent. You make your own way. You forge your own path when it comes to parenting itself. So it's a tricky balance, right? Accepting help, but forging your own path for sure. Congratulations. Funk you, what's your biggest fear? Okay, I don't want to get too philosophical on you guys, but my biggest fear is dying early. I don't worry about the dying part from I know where I'm going to go and where I'm going to live for eternity, but I worry about how I would leave my wife and my kids. Yeah. What's something you show more bravery in than most people? Maybe, that's a great question too. I think public speaking, that's a very basic, almost superficial answer, but I know a lot of people are terrified of public speaking. And I love it. I'm not the best at it, but I'm very comfortable doing it. I've emceed 19 wedding receptions. I've spoken in front of thousands of people. I'm in front of a microphone. I'm in front of you guys every day on my vlogs. So I think a superficial answer would be I show bravery in my public speaking, but a true bravery, I think it's standing up for my faith, my Catholic faith, even when it's tough to do so. Do you think we'd be better off without social media? From a comparison trap, self-esteem, yes. From a sharing of information, no. Peter, when it's all said and done, do you think Roman will be a top 10 wrestler of all time? Yes. On the mic, who is the best at promos in WWE? Paul Heyman. Coach Rob, is Parker okay? He's not posted on his channel. Yeah, he was at the meetup last Saturday, and we did Canucks After Dark. He's fine. He just wanted a break. I think work's been busy for him. He's not going through anything as far as I know personally, but you'll have to ask him. But I don't say that mysteriously. He's fine as far as I know, but best to ask him directly. I think he just wanted a break from streams, and he did a couple trade deadline videos, but maybe he's concentrating on some other things right now. Justin, if you didn't and couldn't have a dog, what other pet would you think each family member would have or want said? Well, no one likes cats in this family. Sorry to you cat lovers. Sorry, Shannon. No dog. I think we've had turtles before. I think fish maybe, because fish are the easiest to manage. I think we'd go with fish. And we wouldn't, don't worry, just even though I love sushi, I wouldn't eat the fish. Why do fans hate him before he turned heel? I think he was trying too hard. He wasn't good at promos. And you can tell he was trying to be someone that WWE wanted him to be. And now he's being more of himself. No problem, Mike. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to wrap up, you guys, in the next 2 minutes. Peter, what's your best pickup line in high school? I didn't have any, but my first line to Gail was, "Are you nervous?" We were getting ready for a band concert, and that was my line to her. And she loved me, fell in love with me ever since. No, I didn't have any good, there's the dumb ones like, "Hey, you must be tired because you've been running around in my head all night," stuff like that. Or, "Is your dad a baker? Because you have nice butt." Okay, I'll stop. Public speaking is not my thing, especially when I'm an introvert. Yeah, it's not a lot of people's things. What is your favorite WWE pay-per-view? I like old school Survivor Series, WrestleMania and Survivor Series, and Royal Rumble, the kind of the original Big Four. Peter, when and how did you and Parker come up with the idea to do a podcast together? It was his idea, Peter. Parker approached me about February of 2021 and said, "Long shot, but would you do this?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." I like Parker. I see him as a good, bright mind, and I think we balance each other off quite well. He plays the serious straight guy, straight man. I'm kind of the more goofy, fun-loving guy, and I'm not saying he's not fun-loving or that I can't be serious, but I think those are not only the roles we play, but those are probably how we best bounce off each other. But it was his idea. NHL Canucks dying is also my fear. That's fair, even though you're 15. Gordle is coming up. Yes, let's do it. Did anyone hear Shorty say he's pushing Pete? I did not hear that. What's Gordle? First thing you do if you went... Okay, last question. First thing I do if I went to Antarctica, I'd make sure that my coat is zipped up. And lastly, Peter, if you were to interview any celebrity or athlete to interview. Celebrity, Bruno Mars. Fascinated by him. Athlete, Michael Jordan, I think. Okay. Let's do Gordle. For you, Dexter. Dexter, I don't know if you ever played Wordle. Wordle is that game that's kind of sweeping, well, it's been sweeping the nation since January 1st. It's a guessing game. And then what I'll do is we'll play Gordle, and I'll explain it to Dexter as we go. Yes, as Justin said, thank you for the public service announcement. Justin, if you've played Gordle today, no hints or no giving away. Dexter, since Dexter has never played Gordle, okay, Dexter, we're going to do this because I saw you tonight. I should give it the honor to Justin, but Justin, I know, will be good with this. Dexter, give me any hockey player's last name that has 5 letters. Okay? So, Dexter, give me any hockey player's last name that is 5 letters in length. We're going to give Dexter the first guess, and then I'll explain to him as we go. So, Dexter, I'll wait for you. Type in any hockey player's name that is 5 letters. Last name. Okay. And I know Dexter's not cheating because he's never played before. All right, Dexter. So you said the word Mott. Okay. Dexter, because all these are gray, that means the name we're trying to guess that is 5 letters long does not have an M, an O, a T, or an E. So I'll go with the next one. I'll go with the next one that doesn't have any of those letters. So I can't use Ollie because it has an E. I can't use Nolan. I can't use Pionk. Elfrin, Burns, nice. So we're going to go with Burns. Okay, so Dexter, this is mostly for you. This green U and this green R means those letters are in the right place. So that means the actual proper answer has a U here and an R here. If you saw a yellow letter, it means it's the right letter, but it's in the wrong place. So I will take the next guess that has a U and an R in the second and third positions, but does not have a B, M, O, T, E, N, or S. Who's Dursey? But Easton said Dursey. Is that a player? That's probably going to be right. Oh, okay. It's not, but we got the I. Nice guess. I don't even know who Dursey plays for. Oh, Sean Dursey. Okay, so now I will take the next guess that has a U, an R, and an I in the second, third, and fifth positions. Sean Dursey's for the LA Kings. Thanks, you guys. I didn't even know who that was. Yeah, Dexter, this hasn't actually been the best example because there's no yellow ones. But that's okay. That's okay. Chonger. I love it. Chonger says Curry. Very good. Chonger comes in silent but deadly. And you guys, we have made history. That is our first one. That is our first 4 guesser. You can see we usually take only 3 guesses 14 times. We've taken 2 guesses 4 times. We've had a 5er, but that is our first 4. So thank you. And just for Dexter's sake, let's do a Wordle. So I've played this already. If you played Wordle already today, and Dexter, I'm going to give you the first guess. So Dexter, give me a 5-letter word. Give me a 5-letter word, Dexter. We'll give you one more chance here. Yeah. Thank you, Justin. And not a hockey player, like any actual word. Pasta. Okay. Not the best guess. Actually, I don't mind the P, the S, and the T. I don't like the double A, but that's okay. Okay. So again, Dexter's really good at guessing. No, we got nothing in that one. So I will take the next best. Dogwood says which. Okay, let's go with which. Although it has the T in it, but let's go with it because I want to try and get a yellow here to show Dexter. Okay, good. So Dexter, same rules as Gordle. This W here, that's yellow, means there's a W in the word somewhere. So I will take the next word that has a W in it, but doesn't have an A, I, T, C. Yeah, so we need some help here. We probably should use a word that has an O and a U and an E. We've only actually nailed 2 vowels. One strategy in Wordle is to get a lot of the vowels out for sure. Okay. Funk You went first, so he said drown, which we can use because we haven't used any of these letters except the W. And at least we get another vowel in there. Okay, so this is cutting it close, you guys. Our answer has an R and a W, not in those spots though. And then we still don't have any of our vowels. So I need a word with an R, W, with a U and an E in it. No, Jockball, it's Yari Curry. He was like the second best player on the Oilers with Gretzky. He basically scored every time Gretzky set him up. Yari Curry, look him up. He's good. Curry, Gretzky, Messier, Anderson, and Fuhrer, Coffey, all those guys. Alfred says lower. Actually, that's not bad. Because now we have the... Oh, no, we don't want... No, there's no O, though. There's no O. Yeah, so I need a word that has R and a W and none of these other letters. And then we will wrap up, you guys. Come on, we can do it. We're smart. Lever. No, sorry. Hey, Justin, I'm not sure you're what. We need a W in there. Fewer. So the R is here, the W is here, and we haven't used an E. Let's go with fewer. Whoa. Funk You, out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, we nailed it. Congratulations. Good game. So look at us. When we play Wordle, we're even better than Gordle. We got it in 3 times twice, and we got it in 4. But I like this one. We basically went from this. Wow. Funk You is smart. Well, we're all smart, but good job, Funk You. Okay, friends, I am basically at the end. A couple announcements for you, Hall of Fame and up. I know I've changed the one-on-one weekend on you twice already, but I'm going to change it a third time because I just found out that I have a big paper due on April the 11th, which is at the end of next weekend. So you'll see. I will send a message out to you guys tomorrow to Hall of Fame and up that I'm going to be basically scheduling the chats on long weekends. So the Easter long weekend and the Victoria Day long weekend. So I'm going to be bumping everything by a couple weeks, and then I'll play catch up throughout the summer. So I hope you understand that, but I'll put that out there. And then my guess for you, Fangirl, is I guess that this Wednesday, if I want to honor it, I probably should do a members only live stream, but I might bump that as well depending on how I'm feeling. So I'll kind of give that some thought throughout the week. But for all you guys, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for sticking with me. Justin, so great to spend time with you at the game tonight. Dexter, so great to meet you and Callum and see you and everyone else that I got to see during the game tonight. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you stopping to say bye. Not to say bye. Obviously, I'm thinking about leaving. To say hi for sure. So moderators, thank you for all your good work tonight. Sponsors, thanks as always. Members, all levels, Legend, Hero, Hall of Fame, Franchise, and All-Star, thanks to all of you. If I do a members live stream on Wednesday, that's Franchise and up. So, you know what I think I'll do is, I'm going to decide later in the week. No, I probably should honor it. So let's go members only this Wednesday because I should honor that. So yes, this Wednesday will be members only live stream. So that'll be Franchise and up. So if you're not a member, consider becoming a member for sure. And if you want to subscribe, certainly subscribe to this channel, and then like this video as always. And thank you as well to those that donated tonight. I appreciate you as always. So yes, nice to see all of you tonight. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for the well wishes. I will read all your greetings a little bit later, but I appreciate, and I'm glad to be back on my feet, talking, gabbing, and hanging out with all of you once again. So as always, thanks for being here. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Become a member or upgrade if you like to. Leave a comment down below if you like to. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves. And take care of each other. Next up, tomorrow night, me and Parker, 10 p.m. for Canucks After Dark. And I got to tell you, before I went to the game today, my wife Gail, my lovely wife Gail, she screamed at me. She said, "You haven't listened to a single word I've said, have you?" So I was quite taken aback. That was a weird way to start a conversation. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.